Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Towsty and thank you for joining me here in a brand new series in a brand new world on FTB Infinity. Alright, I'm excited about this. FTB Infinity is sort of the spiritual successor to FTB Monster. It's got a lot of similar playthrough style, some interesting things in it that we just haven't played with in a long time. And I am excited to hop in a world here and get going and start doing a sort of a tutorialistic type series. There will be times when I'm experimenting with mods that I don't know about, and then it will be less tutorialistic, but not even sure if that's a word. So, without further ado, let's hop in. I haven't even looked at the world here, and let's see what happens. Dum 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 da dum. Boom, 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 boom. Bow. Dum, 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 dum. Woo. FTB Infinity is a large pack that takes a bit of time to load up. And as such, loading the world for the first time was also a lot of fun. There we go. And of course, the Perlin noise generator, my favorite update log, coming to you from, I believe, Mr. TJP Core, which is very hard to say. Alright, so we're loading a world with biomes aplenty. I got our press E to take our inventory, which thankfully does actually go away. Sometimes it's a problem in 1.7.10. And our books, which nobody needs ever. No, that's actually probably not true. You may want to keep that Tinker's book for sure. In fact, for the sake of the tutorial, I will hold on to the Tinker's book. But this open blocks, world domination with open blocks, you can just throw away if you're familiar with open blocks at all. It's like a self-contained wiki. As is the norm when you start any new Minecraft world, modded or unmodded, you're just going to want to go over and punch some wood. And there we go. So I'm really excited about this. I got to fix some settings, obviously, here. Is that the right GUI size? Yes, it is. Turn this up for a bit for you guys. What the? Interesting. I'm not really sure how to move it up one. That's alright. And we'll put it over here where I like it. So, in this pack, there are all sorts of mods, and I'm going to try and do things a bit more progressionally than I ever have before. So, while it is easy, I find it particularly easy to go digging for a while. And just start your basic machines, get right into thermal expansion, Ender IO, something like that. I'm going to try, I need an axe first. Oh, wait, I forgot I can't use an axe. I am silly. I'm going to try and do this a bit more progressional than I ever have, using some older tech mods first and stuff like that. We're going to have to heavily rely on Tinker's Construct, because I have gone ahead and done the ridiculous and added iguana tweaks. So by default, FTB Infinity is a complete pack where you just download and install it, and you basically get to choose between client-side mini-maps. I have gone ahead and added a couple of mods myself. One that really I'm just kind of tracking the development of, and we might not be able to get into very much. That is called Femtocraft. And this one here that is called Iguana Tweaks for Tinker, or Iguana Tinker's Tweaks, which sort of does the job of making everything more difficult for us when it comes to using tools, but it will also allow us to level up our tools so we can use them longer. Now, there's going to be some workarounds to that, obviously, when we get into the mods. I cannot believe it's almost nighttime already. I just loaded up the world. But this isn't a mod that you will necessarily have to worry about if you just go ahead and download FTB Infinity as it is packaged. Which one was that? Yeah, the log. So if you are using Iguana Tweaks, or if you're in a world and you want to get started making some cool tools right away. Cool tools. I used to have cool tools growing up. Those things were like the shiz when I was tiny. What you're going to want to do is make yourself a few different workbench type things from Tinker's Construct. And I can already see, if you're looking at the mini-map there, we don't have any food, our health is low, and it's nighttime. So this is just I mean, this is an epic start for us, isn't it? What is this? Stock garden. Punch this, get food. It's kind of, well, get seeds. All right. So then I think I need one of these bad boys, and that should be all 4, correct? Except for the chest. So if you're getting started with Tinker's Constructs, you want a stencil table, a tool station, and a part builder, and you may even want a stencil chest. Now, for us, I see some bushes, so we're going to grab these bushes up just so we can keep an eye on our hunger. These berries are, they grow pretty quickly, and they're good because they allow you to fill up your saturation as well as your hunger beyond what normal food can. And what this will allow us to do is just have some quick growing farms, but they are kind of annoying because they don't fill up that much hunger in one swamp, one munch, I guess. And you'll see how that works, and we'll get around that pretty quickly. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to look and see if there's a recipe for flint. Yes, there is. Okay, perfect. I need to find some gravel. I also wouldn't mind punching this sheep to death if I can. That would be awesome. And there's a couple more around. Maybe I can manage to get a bed before I get too dead. Oof. As I'm loading the world, obviously there will be some staggering and some stuttering and stuff like that. But overall, the pack should work pretty well for us. We've got Fastcraft on the server. I've added Optifine on my client because I like it. And I like some of the options that I have with it. But if you're looking for a performance increase, Optifine does not come with it, nor does Fastcraft. But you can download either of those on the client, I believe. Actually, I can't say for certain whether or not Fastcraft comes with the client. Bum-ba-da-da. There we go. Perfect. So it's daytime. We got a bit more time to ourselves and to explore. We got a bit of food and a couple places to go. I'm going to keep my eye out for some gravel. Usually in Minecraft, you want to hurry up and make a wooden set of tools, dig a few stone and make a couple of stone tools. But that is, oh, hello, creeper. Man's best friend. That is not possible with iguana tweaks. And one of the reasons that I've decided to do this is it adds a bit of loyalty to your tools. I mean, it's usually just, especially at the very beginning, you make a couple stone things and you're instantly ready to throw them away for the iron ones or the wood ones for the stone ones and all that. And we don't really need to do that. Let me just have a munch here. I see some gravel. Oh, there we go. All right. So grab us a bit of flint. We just need one flint, but I'm going to grab a couple just in case, because I'm going to need to repair my tools. So Tinker's Construct is really cool. If you've never used it, it's a mod that allows you to build tools a bit more modularly than you do with Minecraft. In Minecraft, you put some sticks in, you put some wood across the top, and you get yourself a pickaxe. Or an axe, as you saw me make. But with with Iguana Tweaks, this doesn't actually do anything. It won't mine anything for us. So what we're going to do is take our stencil table, our tool station, and our part builder, which are kind of reversed from the way I usually like them. And we'll put our blank patterns in here. Then we need a tool rod, we need a tool binding, and we need at the very least a pickaxe head. And if you're using Iguana Tweaks, you can hold shift and you can see what you're able to make these out of. So if I wanted to make the head of a pickaxe, I can make that out of stone, flint, obsidian, netherrack, thaumium, blah, 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 blah. But be careful, because you might not be able to do what you want to do with it right away. I want to check something. Plastic pick has a mining level of stone. That's not really great. There's 1.5 hearts. What does a flint sword give us? 3 hearts. So flint is just better all around at the beginning. Ooh, I wasn't sure I'm ready to do that. All right. So then what you do is you take your patterns and you say, I'm going to make a pickaxe out of flint. The reason you can't make this out of stone is A, you have no way of mining stone, and B, the stone pickaxe head is used only for creating metal casts later down the road. For our purposes, we're going to make this out of flint to start. The flint pickaxe head, if you can look at the pattern here, it says material cost 1. That means we only need 1 flint. Some things are less than 1, such as our tool rod. Our tool rod only needs a half of a material. So if I put a piece of wood in there, it'll make a tool rod and give us a stick. The other thing I can do is just put a stick in there and we'll get a tool rod, because a stick's kind of like half a piece of wood in Minecraft's mines. And we can continue to do that and get all the pieces that we need to make our starter pick. And don't worry, once you have made your pick, you're not stuck with it forever. You are able to upgrade it. So we got a pick, and I do think that I should make a sword as well. Make us a few more patterns here. Like that. Now, if you want to know what's required, you kind of have to look at the patterns for them. So if I want to know, I made this kind of an interesting way. If I want to know what's involved in making, for example, a broadsword, I'm a huge fan of the broadsword. Some people like the rapier, some people like the longsword. They have different abilities. I like the broadsword. It's very simple. It's very much a plain kind of vanilla type sword. The rapier lets you strike really, really fast. It ignores armor, but its overall damage is pretty low. But it does ignore armor, which is nice. Stuff like that. You kind of look at what's required. So you can say, I know that for the broadsword, I need a sword blade, a wide guard, and a handle. Now the handle is really just a tool rod. But here's the sword blade. That picture looks the same to me. All right, sword blade and wide guard. Perfect, and we'll be good to go. We'll start picking some of this up. There we go, and we'll start making this out of flint as well. So we'll do sword blade, and we'll make this out of... Oh, we can. Okay, so this is one of those times where you need to know what you can make it out of. I can't actually make the flint sword, I don't think. So if I go ahead and do this... Nothing. But what I can make, just to get us going here... is a flint axe, because if you saw, one of the options for the sword is MFR plastic, and we will be working with that. Oh, not that. I need that in there, and then bada boom. We have got a tool rod. No, I might not actually need it to be a tool rod. Let's just do this and see what happens. Yeah, that works. Sticks and things like that are fairly interchangeable with tool rods. All right, and we'll pick up our pieces here. And you know, I probably should have gotten a small sword. I mean, a small shovel, just to be able to get more flint as I need it. We'll be okay for now, though. So you'll notice right off the bat, on the top left there in my way, that you see that the harvest level of, for example, aluminum is copper. So really all I can go about doing is digging up some stone. And I'm okay with this because one of the first things I'm going to do is go back to this forest and get some MFR rubber. By MFR I mean Mine Factory Reloaded. Now the MFR rubber is going to be a great tool for us because it's really easy to work with, and we can just smelt it up. Ooh, there's some ores and things down here. Just smelt it up real good, and then we'll be able to make a sword out of it, which will be nice. It's not the greatest attack damage, but it is a sword. We can't even do copper right now, coal, because coal has a mining level of copper. I just want to reiterate, though, that this is not the case if you just download bog standard vanilla FTB. I like making changes to packs. There are a lot of great videos out there on normal FTB, so if it's something you're looking for, I'm sure you can find that. If you don't want to see the changes that I've made or watch me struggle through some of this, there's lots of videos on FTB Infinity. It's a really popular pack right now. Oh, hello, hat. Yeah. I'm proud of me for killing a chicken. All right, so we're going to run back up here really quick and see. I like this direction. I like how flat and empty it is. I want to see if we can find, I saw some rubber trees up here. There's a couple. There we go. So Mine Factory Reloaded rubber wood looks like this. It's kind of a strange texture. It looks similar to oak, has brighter leaves, and it has a different style trunk. You know, you can see it's like a lighter color, I guess. And when you chop it, you get rubber wood and plastic. Or rubber. Something like that. Let's see. What don't I need here? I really don't need these right now. Cheese. I think 1710 is the Minecraft version, the Minecraft age of achievements. Like every mod has added extra achievements in 1710, which is fine. So we're about 15 minutes in here, and I'm going to try and get as much done on this episode as I can. But that should be good for us. We should be able to take some wood and make a furnace. Now, the rubber wood isn't like normal oak wood. You can't just turn it into 4 oak planks. It does turn into planks. I believe it turns into jungle wood, which is great. But we're going to use it for fuel because I don't really need jungle wood right now. And here is another example of rubber trees. These are InfinityLabs rubber trees, the ones with the little hat on the top of them and the dark wood. There's a couple ways to get rubber from those as well. It's a really rare drop when you're just chopping it. And what you're looking for is these little spots, and you can make yourself a tree tap and get rubber from that. I don't know how much industrial craft I'll be going into per se, but for now, that is another way to get rubber. And you could, if you smelt that up, you can usually use it for plastic, though I don't know if it'll work with iguana twigs. All right, so we got us a meteor here. This looks a nice place. Looks like a nice place to set up shop right now. We'll have a nice spot here to. Oh, that's loud. Call home, I think. I like this area. It's flat. It's lush. There's a lot of little water puddles, and then there's a lovely ravine here. So I think this reminds me of the first 164 world that I ever saw. I made myself a little 164 pack to mess around with when things really shouldn't have been used in a pack. Like, it was all still very, very buggy, but it was a lot of fun, and it kind of reminded me of this. All right, so it's getting to be night again already. Why don't we have a quick sleep? That is not my bed. Quick sleep and see what we can do in the morning to make some progress on this. So the first thing that I want to do is put down my crafting table and then make a furnace real quick and start to cook up our rubber. And we'll definitely just, from what I understand, I might be wrong about this, but sticks are a really good source of fuel because they're a bit more efficient at the beginning because they don't burn for as long. But you have a bit more control over how much you lose. And that may not be a concern for you. So let's go ahead and make another one because we need this to be cooked up twice, actually. Ah. Okay. And when this is ready, we'll be able to make ourselves a good piece of plastic, and we'll be back when that's ready. Okay, so we're about ready. I'm just cooking up some food as well, and we got us a bit of plastic. If I go ahead and craft this into 4, I should get some sheets from that, and we'll make our sword out of that. One thing that I added to the pack as well was a mod called Ganny's Surface. Now, Ganny's Surface has some really interesting tweaks and things, but one thing that it does is it makes chests that are dedicated to the type of wood that you're going to be using. Now, I obviously need a chest for things, but I'm actually going to use this to craft the pattern storage chest so I can get all this junk out of my inventory. You can't craft the pattern storage chest with the oak chest. You need to have a regular chest, and Ganny's added a good way to do that. So, take a blank pattern, pop it over a chest, and you get yourself a pattern storage thing. So, we're going to put our part builder here, and then just in behind it, we're going to sneak the pattern storage chest. Because you don't really need access to it, and you'll see why. The only thing that can be stored in here is patterns, is Tinker's Construct patterns. I pick up our tool station. I keep forgetting I have an axe. And plop you there. And if we look at our part builder, we get our pattern chest in behind there, and we can just start shift clicking things, and we get to go. We'll plop you in here, and look at that. We've already half cleaned up our inventory. Now I just want to make a chest so that I can go on a mining adventure, and I am going to just throw you off because I don't need you. So let's go ahead and make another chest just to throw this stuff down that I won't be needing right now. I think I'm going to hold on to... Where'd they go? My potato seeds, because we'll work with those real quick. And probably can't be bad to have a few blocks on me. Just take a munch on our mutton here. I do need to chop down a few more trees. I kind of hate the fact that there are no oak trees near me. So why don't we plant a few saplings just to get some oak growing so that I have the opportunity. I don't need to be cutting down all these rubber trees because I don't know if I'm going to use them yet. And their wood is not as usable as some others. So we'll keep those on us. And I think, I don't know if we use a hoe, if that's something that... No, it's fine. So we can go ahead and make a stone hoe, which is a good thing. And I would like to say we'll find some water or clay somewhere that I can use. Is this clay? No, that's marble. So there's no clay down here. I was kind of wishful thinking. Also, I did not think about a way to get out of here. I'm definitely going to need a source of water, but I think for now, we'll just farm. Set up a little farm over here. And that ground looks saturated. I wonder if it's because we're in this grassland biome and there's water like everywhere, or we're just right above water. No idea. Either way, we're going to start growing our potatoes, which comes from AgriCraft. Usually you can't just find potatoes in the world like this. And then we're going to go for a dig. Now you may be wondering why I brought up the fact that this is an oak chest and not just a regular wooden chest. What makes these really nice is if I am able to find a bit more wood here that's functional as regular wood. Man, there's really no oak trees anywhere near me. They're really far away. So I won't be needing to demonstrate that right now. But what makes it really, really handy is you can put two double chests beside each other as long as they're different kinds of woods. You can put two single chests and leave them as single chests as long as they're two different kinds of wood. And that may not sound very handy, but it does have its uses. Start. Oh, there's oak wood right beside me. Look at this. This is perfect. And there we go. So you may be wondering, how am I supposed to actually even get coal without being able to dig it? Well, how am I supposed to get torches and do enough digging? How am I supposed to get iron? Iguana Tweaks has got this all sorted out for us. And you know, it should, because it is the one causing all of our problems. The first thing I'm going to do is make a bit of charcoal. And I wanted to see, Tinker's Construct adds a certain kind of torch called the Tinker's Torch, I believe. Or just torch, yeah. Which is made from a stone tool rod and a piece of coal, charcoal, or rubber, or something of the like. I am a huge fan of these because you don't need to carry wood with you when you're running around in the world to make torches. What I will need to bring with me is the flint, the gravel, and this tool station so we can repair our tools as we go. Okay, I've got a bit of charcoal. So all you got to do is you can make a stone tool rod by doing this. Take your charcoal, right, and put on there, and you get these stone torches. So I think they look better than normal torches. And you don't have to carry around extra stuff when you're digging, because resource space, as we know, is always going to be a problem. Ooh, it's getting dark. Let's have a sleep so we don't get swarmed by monsters. Now, in this pack, you have the option of using Map Writer or Journey Map, or neither, I mean, I guess, if you don't want anything. I prefer Journey Map. I think it's a nicer look. If you're a server admin, using Journey Map or using Map Writer is hugely helpful. Both of them save everywhere you've explored and allow you to interact with the map, which is a really nice feature. I think Journey Map just does a better job at drawing. So if one thing that I've always had a problem with in vanilla Minecraft is getting lost. I highly recommend you open up your map with J. If you're using Journey Map, usually it's M if you're not. If you're using Map Writer, sorry. And if you're using Journey Map, click your waypoints, create a new waypoint, and label it as home, and leave it off. If you leave it on, oops, you'll see here that you have this beam. Now this isn't so bad, but when we start using machines and building, that may be in our way. And I'll leave that on for now, but one thing that lets you do is see it on the map. If I turn it off, I can still see it on the map if I want to, but I don't have to see this beacon. If you go in here, you can see, we can edit this and say what dimensions that we want to see it in, and whether or not we want to see it in the overworld, if we want to leave it on the map at all. It's up to us. And so that's really, really handy. For right now, I'm going to do that. I accidentally changed its color, which is sad. I do like the orange, but it's a bit less intrusive, and we'll leave it on for now, but I do usually turn them off. So now, really quickly, before we leave, I forgot I do need to make myself a sword. So we'll make a binding. Not a binding. I cannot believe I did that. We'll make a plastic blade. Negative 0.5 hearts. That'll be interesting to see what happens, if this will even work. I thought it said 0.5. So that's a bit of a derp. Like this. Can I do that? And we'll convert that into a plastic tool rod, because why not? Go to our broadsword and go boom, boom, boom. 1.5 hearts. So we'll see what happens here. So we've got a sword. We got a way of repairing our sword. Like that. And we'll carry this with us. Got a bit of food. Got a few torches. I'd say we're ready to go for a dig. Now, again, you may be wondering, how am I supposed to go digging if I can't actually dig anything? And we're going to work on that. I would like to find a way across that's not up and over. I like that we have this nice ravine here. This is definitely going to come in handy. So it's, yeah, definitely handy that we have this ravine. And I'd like to find a good way down that will allow us, whoop, that was not entirely on purpose, to see what we got going on. Ooh, not that. There we go, punch that out. I think we'll just dig ourselves a little entrance over here and see if we can't get, you know, I'm not really happy with this. Why don't we come over here? Up and over, and see if there's somewhere that we can't find to dig that's a bit more profitable than that ravine right now. That ravine's going to be really handy later, but for right now, it's not a huge help. Ooh, hello food. Now, Ganny's makes the creatures drop poop, which can be used as a fertilizer, which is pretty awesome, for sure. One of my favorite parts about it. Really, why I added it, though, was for those chests. Man, this sword is terrible. But we need all the help we can get as far as... food goes. I don't think I'm going to slaughter these sheep just yet. Oh, there's lava there. That's good to know. So the hats mod is installed, which allows us to wear funky hats. And if you press H, you can bring up that, and we can see ourselves. We got Direwolf 20, we got Toby 1066, and we can just wear one of these hats. Now, I'm not a huge fan of wearing people hats. Nothing against the YouTubers themselves, but I don't like wearing the people on my head per se. There's a good hole. And so I'll wait till I have something a bit more fun. So we can definitely spend some time digging here, but one thing we'll see with Iguana Tweaks is as we dig, we have a mining XP and a skill XP. And the mining XP is what we're really looking for with this to go up with the skill XP. Eventually they coalesce really. But what will happen is as we level up, we will increase the mining level of our tools. So for now, I'm just kind of stuck digging cobble, and that's what I'll do, and I'll come back when we're ready to level up. Okay, so we're at like 97%, which means any second now we should be able to... Oh, there it is. So when our pickaxe level is up, we get that sound. We got haste +1, right, which means it's kind of like adding redstone. So in Tinker's Construct, you can add modifiers to your tools to give them different effects. And if you right-click with a torch beside a pickaxe, you will be getting the, if you right-click with your pickaxe with a torch beside it in the toolbar, then it will place a torch, which is really handy. These modifiers that you can add that I was talking about vary in what they do and the effect that they have depending on what kind of tool they have it on. There we go. A flash of light shines from the tip of your flint pickaxe. Mining level +1. So copper is now mine. Pretty cool, right? Like that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So we can also get aluminum now, which is really, really important at the beginning. Aluminum and copper are huge for us in Tinkers. This is why we brought that with us. One of the modifiers that you can throw on the tools is redstone. Redstone increases the speed. It's kind of like the haste enchantment, and a lot of the modifiers do mimic enchantments in a lot of ways. So now we have the mining level of copper, the mining XP of boosted, the skill level of comfortable. We still are repairing with flint, but we have a mining speed of 8, and we can add our own additional modifier. And if we look before, a flint pickaxe really only has a mining speed of like 4 or below. Every piece that you use on the tool to make it affects it. So because we used flint and wood, it'll be slightly different than a solid flint pickaxe. But every piece that you use does affect it. And now we're going to work our way up through the ranks here to make another one. And it's going to be a bit quicker because we have haste on it. We really only have one level of haste, right? Which is redstone 50, which means there's like the equivalent of 50 pieces of redstone on this pick already. For each piece of redstone you put on it, it goes a bit quicker. Seeing as we're at redstone 50 and we have a spare modifier remaining, if I had redstone, I could add up to 50 more redstone and consume an extra modifier slot. Each set of 50 redstone takes an extra modifier. Depending on what you make the tool out of is how many modifiers are available normally. It's very, very different in Tinkers. It's very different in Tinkers and with Iguana Tweak, sorry, with how the modifiers work and things like that, and we'll go over that as we need to. But it definitely adds some variation in your early game, which is a lot of fun. Plus, I am a big fan of RPGs and things, and I love seeing numbers grow, and that in and of itself is enough to get me to play a game normally. Sandbox and RPG, put them together equals insane amounts of fun. And so I don't mind just digging through here. Oh, we broke it again. You can see how we're going to need a lot of flint in the early game. And all the tools level up like this as well. The swords, the picks, the bows, the axes, hammers, excavators. If you're familiar with these at all, they all level up the same way, which is pretty awesome, in my opinion. Pretty awesome. Now, it is getting to be nighttime. I don't want to be stuck down here too long. But we may as well keep digging. I'm going to see if I maybe can find a bit of flint around here. I mean, a bit of clay. We can mine apatite now, which we can use as a fertilizer, which drops in a like a redstone kind of. It drops the actual resource and not the ore, which is kind of nice. But a little bit of that stuff goes a long way. So let's see if we can't find out where home is. I do see an Enderman, and I kind of want to take him on, even though my sword is horrible. But you know, this is probably a terrible idea. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna die. If I can't get to some water soon. Oh, he got me. Okay, let me get back to my grave. I'll show you what happens with that. Right, we're back. So, instead of our stuff going everywhere, it drops a lovely gravestone, courtesy of open blocks for us. And all of our stuff is conveniently stored inside, and I don't want any of it to go into the water, so we will make sure this is a bit more secure. And if you just punch it, all your stuff comes back. Perfect. All right, back to base. Okay, so we've done a little bit of work. I had to move our base, so I came south and I found a grassland that was in new chunks. I forgot to change a couple things in some configs that I like when I was adding the new mods and stuff, so I had to get into some new areas in order to generate new chunks. So we found a lovely grassland here. I also passed an orchard on the way and found an apple oak sapling from Biomes of Plenty, which you can just right click and pop, give you apples. So it's a real good source of food. The other thing that I discovered is, so the way that Iguana Tweaks works is it actually allows you to repair your tools without the tool station. You can just put the modifier you want up, or the repair material with it in the craft table, and you should be good to go. And I've started a little mine here. We're going to get a bit more work done. I've chopped down a eucalyptus tree over here, replanted my potatoes, and I've got some charcoal ready to go. I think I need about 2 more in there, actually, and I'll put 1 more in there, and the rest of these can be torches. Our big project, in order to start really moving forward with some progression here, is to make a tinker's smeltery, and for that I need a decent amount of clay. Oh, I thought I turned this off. Well, oh well. A decent amount of clay, a good amount of sand and gravel as well. So I gotta be careful how much gravel I turn into flint. Do it on a as needed base. Woo, level up. All right, sweet. On an as needed basis. Because right now it's gonna be very important for us to turn things into grout. Ooh, there we go. And so I need to make sure I get a lot of copper, a lot of zinc, if I can get it. I don't know what mining level zinc is for what I have in mind. And you definitely need some aluminum and some extra aluminum, extra zinc, extra copper and stuff. I can't even mine iron yet because my pick is not a high enough level. When we are able to mine iron, we'll make sure that, this gravel vein is great, that we upgrade some stuff. And I'll make sure I show off the tool upgrading system on camera. I think for this episode, though, we're going to call it here. And when I'm able to get to the point where I can make a smeltery and upgrade my pickaxe head, then we will... Ooh, forgot that. Then what we'll do is we'll make sure that we start the next episode there. So hopefully by the end of the next episode, I'll have a smeltery along with a couple other things ready to go. I need iron level for that. And start to do a bit of work, maybe even building the base. I don't quite know what I want to do for that yet, but I'd like to make a nice structure to start off with. Nice place to call home. So until next time, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like or subscribe. Again, this has been FTB Infinity, and we're going to try and start this new series here. And hopefully everything goes well. Hang up your lab coats on the way out, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.